If you want to feel the wind blowing through your hair and see the great city of Nashville at the same time, check out Nashville Scooter Tours. Trekking through the downtown streets to Music Row with Nashville Scooter Tours is safe, eco-friendly, and a whole lot of fun. They use Xenon electric scooters that go 55 miles on a single charge. Find out more by calling 615-290-5563 or book your reservation today at NashvilleScooterTours.com. Today's show is brought to you by locally owned and operated Highland Rim Speedway. Highland Rim Speedway is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year with great short-track, door-to-door stock car racing in a safe, family-friendly atmosphere. Visit their website at highlandrim.com.
Welcome to Mugshots, where we give you all the craziest criminal antics. That's right, today we have Mick Jagger's mugshot, all the bad preachers in town, and a local skip trace wanted for $100 grand.
If you're looking to learn guitar, check out Dave Isaac's Guitar Studio on Music Row. Whether you are a beginner or hobbyist, to professional songwriter or artist, Dave offers a unique and powerful method of instruction that teaches not just the instrument, but the whole musician. Find out more at NashvilleGuitarGuru.com. From the family grocery hauler to fire-breathing racing engines, the one name you need to know is USA Motor and Machine, located at 51 Cleveland Avenue in Nashville, Tennessee. Give them a call at 615-726-3725 or at usamotorandmachine.com.
Mugshots, where we bring you a sampling of the craziest criminal antics from Nashville and beyond. All suspects are presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Welcome back to Mugshots. I'm Greta, one of your hosts, and
I'm Brian, your other host, sometimes known as a co-host.
That's right. We're co-hosting today all kinds of hot topics to fill you in about the criminal antics that are going around in Nashville and the rest of the world. We're going to start with our first segment, and that is Celebrity Mugshot.
Celebritas.
The first celebrity mugshot is my man, Willie Nelson. Guess what he got busted for? Big shocker. I'm stoned again. I just don't want to get stoned again. No, he does. He was busted for marijuana.
Yeah, he really did.
For the cannabis sativa. Look at that mugshot and see how downtrodden the poor guy looks. But that was a while ago. That was in 2010. He was busted for 6 ounces of pot. The rest came after the officers smelled marijuana on Nelson's bus. But I think they just saw Willie Nelson on the side and pulled him over. I don't think they smelled anything. I think if you see a bus driving by with Willie Nelson's picture on it, there's a 99% chance it's going to smell like marijuana. But you know what? He
Especially
never really
when you
gets...
have 6 ounces.
That's right, which is for Willie, that's just like chump change, traveling change. It's not that much. And anybody,
to get
here's
him
the
through
thing.
lunch.
No God-fearing actual jail person would ever put this man in jail, because he's a national hero and that would be an outcry.
True.
So I think that, and when it comes to Willie Nelson, they may bust him, they may take his mugshot, but nobody ever really reaches the long arm of the law to get Willie Nelson, because everybody just knows that that's the way that he rolls. Who else do we have, Brian?
Next we have lead singer for the Rolling Stones, Mr. Mick Jagger.
Nice, Mick Jagger.
He in 1972, Mick, Keith, and 3 others, just some of the boys, were arrested for assault charges against a photographer. They got a little rowdy, broke his camera, roughed him up a little bit.
He was probably up in their grill. That photographer probably had to come to him. But Mick doesn't look that concerned in that mugshot, to me anyway.
No, I think at this point he's got attorneys and realizes what they do, and that should get him out of trouble.
He's like, call my lawyer.
So his goal now is just to make his neck look as fatty as it could, like he's got triple chins.
He's like, look at my hair, look at my lips.
And as soon as they got out, he was like, I made my necks bigger than my lips in my photo. Pretty impressive, huh? What did you do, Keith? And Keith was like, wrote another chapter in my book about how I don't like you.
Nice. Is that it for celebrity mugs?
Those are all the celebrities we wanted to talk about this week.
Well, let's move on to our next most popular category on the show,
Moving on
Mugshots.
the old bad teacher.
Now, this is really awesome this week, because normally we highlight a bad teacher, and it's generally a hot-looking woman who has sexually abused one of her students in one way or the other. Yeah, through texting, group sex video. This week, the bad teacher, it's a nice sort of reversal of this.
It is.
She's
This one's
really
been
not
vindicated.
a bad teacher after all. Tell us about
No, this
Susan.
is Susan Johnson, Michigan teacher, played it says gay song, but it was a song just about, I think, gay rights in class. And then she was suspended by the school board, which from a technical standpoint, she did violate some school board policy. But since she was trying to do a good thing and kind of open people's minds and say, hey, it's cool to kind of be who you need to be and live your life, they said, oh, right, we should maybe not suspend her for that. We should let her keep teaching and try and do good stuff.
In fact, the guy whose song she was playing for her students to make this point to them is by an artist named Macklemore. The song is called Same Love. And the artist himself weighed in on the case. This is a quote: "It's clear that Miss Johnson felt bullying and gay bashing were issues that needed to be addressed, and by doing so was punished." He's a Seattle-based hip-hop performer, and he wrote that on his blog. But this bad teacher story does have a happy ending because she has kept her job.
Got the job.
They've reversed the charges. They've decided she was actually teaching tolerance and not having sex with her students.
Does that mean she was adjudicated?
That's a big word.
It does, and I feel like it's lawyery, but I'm not sure what it means.
Yeah, well, we could look it up. There's a little thing called Google.
Maybe her record will be expunged.
Yeah.
That's another one I know.
That is another one. But we just want you to know that we have like a few options going on here, and not every bad teacher is going to be bad teacher all the way. This teacher, at the end of the day,
turns out pretty good teacher.
Pretty good teacher.
Yeah. Moving on to some more local stories. Mount Zion Baptist Bishop Joseph Walker faces an amended sex lawsuit with more details. Joseph Walker, who managed to talk Valencia Batson, who I believe was one of his parishioners,
Congregationalists.
One of the members of his church. She had recently been divorced. She was a struggling single mother of 3, and he asked her if she wanted to be closer to God and said that the way to do that is to be closer to me, and then talked her into having sex with him in the church, and then in another one of his churches, and then into having group sex with other members of the church in his office, sometimes after Bible study.
Bad pastor. That is
bad
officially naughty stuff. Don't use God to get a lady in the sack. That's not right.
No. You can, but maybe he got confused because he thought, well, it's all right if we talk about him in the sack, but you can't use him to get women in the sack. That's a bad idea.
This whole story is a bad idea. And what's going to happen to this guy? Is he still going to go on preaching and getting prosperous with the gospel? I mean, I'm disturbed. I'm disturbed by this story.
I think the whole church is probably going to get shut down. That's my guess, because it says they already got money troubles, but that's kind of outside of what he did. But yeah, our boy Joseph Walker just abusing his position.
Just using that silver tongue.
He also did purchase a Bentley with mink floor mats.
Now
That's just an aside.
Now that's hot. I don't see a problem with that. And God, I think, wanted him to have that. But God did not want him to do the nasty in the church with the single mom.
No. He should have used the Bentley with the mink floor mats to take her somewhere nice.
It's sexier, frankly.
A pay-by-the-hour motel.
How comfortable could you get in the church having sex with your own pastor?
You'd use the Bentley to take her to the pay-by-the-hour motel, which has a Bible in the drawer on the nightstand. It's all the same thing, but you're off church grounds and you're being less horrible.
Yeah. Speaking of a Bible in the nightstand, let's look at this next case.
It's more of our bad pastor theme.
Just confounding. The pastor in this case is not bad. His poor daughter.
No, yeah, daughter's had a bad day.
Yeah, and the headline here just grabs your attention right away. Meth Lab found under Fairview home, pastor's daughter, boyfriend arrested. So what happened was that the Fairview police, during a routine traffic stop on Tuesday morning, 4:30 a.m., pulled over Sophia Woods, who is a pastor's daughter, and her boyfriend, Timothy Williams, okay? Then the canine, the dog is the hero here, alerted the police that there were meth-making ingredients. They went a little further. They talked to her. When I made contact, she was peeling the skin off of her face, Seth Goodwin, officer said. She didn't even realize how bad a shape she was in. So let's take a look at her here, and you can see, can you make her bigger there?
She's had, I think we've got her up.
Okay.
She's had a rough go of it. She's been peeling not just one spot, but several spots off of her face.
And has not used any shampoo.
No.
In the recent future.
No, she hasn't.
I feel so bad for Sophia. And the worst part of this story is she has a 3-year-old at home where her meth lab is, and she was like doing her Breaking Bad meth making thing right near the child's bedroom.
Yeah. But I think if you're running, it said at least two meth labs in the crawl space underneath. Mm-hmm. If you've got multiple meth labs in the crawl space underneath your home, I don't think you can do the meth cooking in a place that's far away from your child.
No, it's all right there.
There are too many space constraints there.
Yeah. Well, it says the meth lab is the second found in Williamson County in the last 2 weeks. Sounds like an epidemic. Stay off the meth. If you need any reminders, just look at Sophia Wood's face. You don't see potheads walking around with faces like that.
Or her face got picked apart, and it looks like his head shrunk.
And it looks like his collarbones grew.
Yeah, his body's way too big for his head.
Yeah, it's a disturbing story, but I'm glad that canine dog busted those guys, because it looks like they need some serious help. Another person who needs some serious help here, a local story, is a Clarksville woman. She makes a false rape claim.
Lynette Lee made a false rape claim after she had sex with a guy and didn't enjoy it.
It was bad.
The sex wasn't good, so she decided she would tell the cops that she was raped. Isn't that something you just keep to yourself and don't call the guy again?
Most people do.
That, like, oh, I would love to go out next week, but I've got a thing, and that's going to be filing a rape charge against you because the whole thing went south so quickly.
I've just been thinking back to the time we had together.
Yeah.
No good. Didn't get it.
It immediately made me get so angry someone needed to be arrested.
Now, she's been charged by the police. Her bond is set at $2,000. The charge is a false report.
Can't file false reports.
Yeah.
They don't like it. They've got actual stuff to do.
Yeah.
Rather than dealing with you being sexually unsatisfied.
She looks incredibly unsatisfied in the
She
photo
looks like
of her.
somebody that's probably not very satisfied at any point in her life.
She's even unsatisfied with lying. Her lies are even bad. Poor thing. Anyway, let's move on.
Moving on to our seeking information section.
This is really important that we tell you folks right out of the gate. Do not try to apprehend and take any of these criminals down on your own. Don't be a hero. Call the police. That's what they're there for. So we're seeking information in these stories. If you have any information, do us all a favor and call the Nashville Police Department at 615-862-7301. So we are attempting to get information for the police about a teenage girl who was shot in an Antioch parking lot.
Yep. Just after 1 a.m. Sunday, the 16-year-old victim and a male friend got into a dispute with two males in the parking lot of the El Arroyo restaurant at 13012 Old Hickory Boulevard.
Apparently they just
really
rolled
long
up and
address.
shot her and took off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that poor girl. So if you know anything that happened there at the El Arroyo restaurant at 13012 Old Hickory Boulevard, says one of the suspects fired 2 shots. The teenager was struck in the thigh. The suspects fled in a faded green or blue older model Honda. So let's keep a lookout. Any information about that, call the police. The next seeking information is
The FBI looking for a man who robbed a Goodlettsville bank, and there's a partial picture of him. It's a little dark, probably not too easy to make out. Again, thought to be in his mid-40s, robbed the Volunteer State Bank on Long Hollow Pike. Gray hair, weighed 185 to 200 pounds, wore glasses and a camouflage baseball hat. Although, if the guy's done this before, he's probably not wearing the glasses or the camo hat, so you should really just look at the face. If you can make him out on the face. Or if you went to some family gathering and your uncle was like, yeah, I got money. I got all sorts of money this week. Why? Why are you asking? There's no reason for you not to have money. Maybe you should point the police in his direction.
Yeah, definitely. All right, everybody stay tuned. When we come back, you will hear about the latest skips wanted by Jenkins Bonding, all worth a quick $300 for any information leading to their arrest. And James T. Clymer Bonding is looking for a guy worth, catch this, $100,000. Be right back.
Jeff Meeks and Chris Austin invite you to watch your favorite sports event at the Batters Box at 43 Hermitage Avenue in Nashville, Tennessee. The Batters Box offers shuttle service to all Titans home games. It's a great place for friends to gather for the game and after the game. So check out the Batters Box Bar and Grill, and thanks again for sponsoring the show.
Welcome back to Mugshots, everybody. Now we've got the last part of the show where we're looking for tracers. These are people that I just call them tracers. I just made that up, but these are people.
That's an excellent name.
That sounds
and
like
it's
a
pretty
whole
close to the
show
real
in
thing.
itself. Yeah. We're gonna have. We're gonna franchise this baby up. If you'd like to host the show Tracers next week, what is a skip trace?
A skip trace it's the fanciest term I've ever heard for somebody who has jumped bail. They got bailed out on whatever their original charge was, supposed to show back up to court, did not, and now the bail bonding company that got them out of jail when they could have just sat there and waited for their court date is offering a reward to get them back.
Okay, so it's not to be confused with Natchez trace,
No.
or the meaning of the word trace as a trail.
Yeah, although they could be on Natchez Trace That is opposed to what
Actually
could be
drawing around something, tracing.
with onion paper.
Speaking of
Anyway.
onion paper, there's no real good segue to Alicia Caldwell, except that she is wanted for aggravated sexual assault on a police officer and theft of property. That is ballsy. She tried to sexually assault a police officer?
Sometimes you're in the mood. I don't think that's right.
No, to go to jail.
I think she may have just
$300.
aggravatedly assaulted one. I don't know that.
Oh, it wasn't sexual. Okay. Well, that's fine. It's good to know.
She
but
does have kind of a sassy sexual look on her face, and maybe that's why you thought about it.
I just like her yellow turtleneck. But anyway, there's a $300 reward. Jenkins Bonding, 615-254-2070. The next guy wanted, this poor guy, Stephen J. Brown, he skipped bail, and you know what he did? He drove on a revoked license.
Really
Not
not
worth skipping bail.
Not a big deal.
Yeah.
You ask somebody, hey, all right, what do I need to do to get this taken care of? And then you take care of it, and you go back, and there's a good chance it gets dismissed. Or you just, maybe you get a weekend in
Or
jail.
you just
or you
run
do a bunch
out
of,
on that stuff. But anyway, they're looking for him, and they're also looking for Selena Reed. She's wanted for criminal simulation, drug paraphernalia, including alleged drugs. So this is a woman who allegedly was selling some fake drugs, which may even be worse than selling real drugs. I'm not sure, but it makes it super confusing. And she's wanted again for $300. Now, the one that's worth $100,000, you guys should particularly key into this guy. We've been looking for him for weeks. He goes by Gene Beck Brown. His name is Stephen Gene Beck Brown, and he is wanted for the rape of a child and child molestation. This is a very bad dude, needs to be off the streets. You could do a good deed and put $100,000 in your pocket if you have any tips leading to the whereabouts of where Gene might be.
Yeah. Just all they want is the information. You don't have to try and catch him. You don't have to try and you don't have to meet the police anywhere and then drive them to wherever he is. You just give them the information. If it leads to him being back in custody, you get $100,000.
That's right. That would be unbelievable. And you just need to call 615-896-0627 or 615-418-3962. Any information. You've been watching Mugshots. I hope you've been entertained. I hope you're safe out there. Stay within the limits of the law. Don't end up on this show. And we will see you next week. Thanks, Brian.
You're welcome, Greta.
Okay. Peace out. Microcasting for your city. Talkapolis.